Envision that you are in a calm library. Two individuals behind you begin whispering, others are tenderly writing on consoles, and somebody begins unobtrusively eating an apple. You see up and observe somebody carefully turn the pages of a book, carefully scratching a few notes with a recently honed pencil. For numerous, these might be baffling and bothering diversions in a as distant as anybody knows calm environment. But for others, these sights and sounds would trigger a feeling known as independent tactile meridian reaction, ASMR, a warm, shivering, and wonderful sensation beginning at the crown of the head and spreading down the body. The subjective encounter of ASMR, tingles, a few of the time narratively alluded to as brain tingles, or brain orgasms, is regularly went with by sentiments of calm and unwinding. The wonderful shivering involvement characteristic of ASMR is reminiscent of truly more well-researched passionate encounters such as wonder and music-induced chills. In any case, not at all like these well-established and acknowledged marvels, the encounter of ASMR has gone essentially unnoticed by mental science. Is ASMR a veritable feeling in those that claim to encounter it? Does it create dependable changes in influence and physiology? We show two considers that methodically examine, for the to start with time, whether recounted reports of ASMR as shivering, unwinding, and calming are upheld by observational proof, particularly, whether self-reports of ASMR over a huge test are related with solid changes in influence and physiology. ASMR happens automatically in reaction to certain outside, and frequently social triggers, counting, whispering, soft speaking, tapping, scratching, moderate and master hand developments and near individual consideration. Numerous individuals report encountering ASMR since childhood but regularly expect that ASMR is either a all-inclusive encounter or one of a kind to them. Over the past decade, the web and social media have permitted ASMR experiencers to name the sensation, recognize that it is not one or the other all-inclusive nor one of a kind, and to observe ASMR recordings that mimic and complement common triggers. Hundreds and thousands of individuals are presently passionate watchers of ASMR recordings, manifestations by so-called ASMRtists, on websites such as YouTube. Prevalent recordings incorporate reenactments of restorative examinations, hairstyles and needs, towel collapsing instructional works out, and client benefit part plays. Narratively, watchers utilize these recordings to trigger ASMR, to advance unwinding and rest, and indeed as in cure to sadness and uneasiness. ASMR shows up to share likenesses with more well-established tangible encounters counting the shivers down the spine that a few but not all individuals encounter amid music listening and significant stylish encounters, such as those related with the feeling of amazement. Inquire About on Tasteful Chills has surveyed the physiological parameters that compare with these complex passionate encounters, regularly by displaying members with chill-inducing boosts e.g., self-selected melodic portions, and measuring viewpoints of physiology e.g. A number of Thinks About have reliably related tasteful chills with expanded heart rate, a finding that may be particularly connected with the onset of piloerection related with chills. Less reliably, tasteful chills have been related with expanded breath rate, respiratory profundity, and expanded skin conductance reaction. Taken together, the overproof appears that phenomenologically complex and peculiar passionate encounters can be distinguished by different physiological parameters, which in turn, have suggestions for how these passionate states might influence physiological well-being, see for case, the salubrious impacts of music treatment. Despite the potential parallels between ASMR and stylish chills, one point of takeoff between the two encounters is that ASMR is ordinarily considered to be unwinding and alleviating. It is frequently utilized as a rest help, though chills are related with energy and physiological excitement. Whether ASMR is related with a design of physiology characteristic of unwinding is something that we address in the show Investigate. To date, Inquire About into ASMR has been rare, and no Investigate has inspected the physiological parameters or self-reported feelings that underlie this special mental state. The small Investigate that has been distributed on ASMR has given valuable overview information on the utilize of ASMR recordings for unwinding, rest, and stretch the age of to start with ASMR involvement, 5-10 a long time, and common triggers, whispering, individual consideration, crisp sounds, and moderate developments. More as of late, Neuroimaging Inquire About has uncovered trait-level contrasts in resting state brain movement between individuals who encounter ASMR and those that do not. Particularly, ASMR experiencers appear decreased useful network, the coactivation of brain districts over time, in a number of regions of the default mode arrange DMN. The DMN is large-scale neural arrange comprising the precise gyri, back cingulate, and average prefrontal cortices that has been connected with intermentation and self-referential handling for audits C. Smith et al. Found that ASMR members, compared to controls, had diminished resting state utilitarian network between frontal, tangible, and attentional districts of the DMN, a finding which recommends that ASMR may be underlined by a failure to repress sensory emotional encounters. Interests. Other investigate appears that expanded DMN actuation, as contradicted to utilitarian connectivity, specifically in the front average prefrontal cortex, is related with watching exceedingly moving and passionate craftsmanship. Such expanded actuation may speak to the generation of a solid and complex enthusiastic reaction, tasteful involvement, from outside boosts work of craftsmanship. This affiliation between tactile jolts and seriously passionate reacting may be more grounded in people with ASMR in reaction to certain triggers, e.g., whispering, tapping, hand movements. The parallels between tasteful enthusiastic encounters and the mental state of ASMR recommend that ASMR is likely to be characterized by a solid passionate reaction when tactile jolts deliver a particular enthusiastic profile, shivering, unwinding and calmness in reaction to ASMR triggers. This reaction may be one that normally happens but is harder to repress in people with ASMR. Be that as it may, whether or not ASMR boosts create unmistakable passionate states, e.g., unwinding and going with physiological reactions, e.g., decreased heart rate in ASMR experiencers compared to non-experiencers is a critical but uncertain issue. Looking at the mental and physiological impacts of ASMR is a especially convenient issue since the developing open acknowledgement of ASMR media recommends that individuals are progressively utilizing ASMR recordings for helpful benefit, including rest and temperament disarranges. Be that as it may, it is basic to set up whether ASMR produces the dependable passionate and physiological changes that would substantiate these recounted claims. Such discoveries seem possibly have downstream suggestions for whether ASMR might give a honest-to-goodness strategy to combat rising rates of conditions such as sleep deprivation and sadness in those able of encountering ASMR. In the show Investigate we methodically tried whether observing ASMR recordings deliver self-reports of shivering and charming influence, as recounted prove would propose, an objective physiological concomitance, changes in heart rate and skin conductance, in individuals who report having ASMR. Consider one was a large-scale online explore where members observed a subset of 3 recordings, 2 ASMR, 1 control, and at that point detailed their emotional reaction and shivering sensations. This ponder had a few qualities for looking at ASMR. To start with, we utilized prompt reports of a few center measurements of influence or maybe then review reports that may be methodically one-sided. Moment, we inspected both ASMR and non-ASMR respondents, permitting us to decide whether the impact of ASMR recordings on influence depended on ASMR status. Third, the utilize of a non-ASMR control video permitted us to decide whether the gathered positive impacts of ASMR were one of a kind to ASMR recordings in experiencers compared to non-experiencers. We anticipated that ASMR, but not control, recordings would be related with higher positive influence and more vivid shivering sensations in ASMR experiencers compared to non-experiencers. The physiological parameters basic the mental state of ASMR. Recognizable proof of physiological changes from observing ASMR recordings compared to non-ASMR recordings would not as it were give the much-needed objective proof to substantiate the encounter and recognize it from tasteful chills, but would moreover shed light on whether ASMR might give physiological, as well as mental, well-being benefits. We selected ASMR experiencers and coordinated controls and recorded their physiological and emotional reactions while they observed 2 ASMR recordings, one of which was self-selected, and 1 control non-ASMR video for comparative purposes. Since ASMR is indicated to actuate unwinding, we anticipated ASMR recordings to be related with a commensurate physiological reaction in ASMR experiencers but not in non-encounter, particularly, diminished heart rate and skin conductance level. In both ponders, we moreover tried whether ASMR recordings delivered sentiments of connectedness and sexual excitement. Freuve recommends that ASMR is a non-sexual encounter, but the interpersonal nature of numerous of the triggers, e.g., whispering, recommends that ASMR may have an affect on social, as well as non-social, sentiments. Autonomous Tactile Meridian Reaction, ASMR, is a captivating and profoundly individual involvement that has taken the web by storm. Envision a tender shivering sensation that begins on your scalp and streams down your neck and spine, some of the time expanding into your appendages. This sensation can be unimaginably alleviating, nearly like an individual spa for your brain, activated by particular sounds and visuals such as whispering, tapping, and moderate, consider developments. The burgeoning ASMR community, both online and offline, has provoked the interest of analysts, neuroscientists, and a different cluster of devotees. Let's jump into the interesting world of ASMR, investigating its triggers, mental impacts, basic instruments, and the energizing potential applications. One of the most effective triggers for ASMR is whispering. The delicate, breathy tones of a whisper can make and insinuate climate, making audience members feel like they're being talked to by and by. This sensation of closeness can be inconceivably calming. The cadenced sound of tapping, whether it's fingers drumming on a wooden table or nails gently hitting a glass surface, can actuate a state of unwinding. It's as if each tap tenderly kneads the listener's brain, facilitating push and tension. ASMR regularly mimics individual consideration scenarios, such as hairstyles, therapeutic checkups, or skincare schedules. These scenarios can make a comforting sense of being cared for, tapping into our intrinsic require for social association and nurturing. Watching moderate, think movements, like the cautious collapsing of a towel or the systematic blending of a glass of tea, can be mesmerizing. These visuals can initiate a trance-like state, making a difference the watcher to loosen up and center on the show moment. In a world that frequently feels overpowering, ASMR offers an asylum of calm. The delicate, tedious nature of ASMR triggers can offer assistance people separate from their stresses, advancing profound unwinding and diminishing push levels. Many individuals turn to ASMR as a characteristic rest help. The alleviating sounds and visuals can calm the intellect and ease the move into rest, making it an important device for those who battle with insomnia. ASMR can inspire a capable sense of closeness and association. The individual consideration and care reenacted in numerous ASMR recordings can give consolation, especially for those feeling forlorn or disconnected. It's like a virtual embrace, advertising passionate warmth and reassurance. ASMR jolts frequently require centered consideration, drawing watchers absent from their stressors and into a state of mindfulness. This strongly center on alleviating boosts can reflect the impacts of contemplation, advancing a quiet and centered mind. Some analysts recommend that ASMR might be connected to developmental behaviors, especially social preparing watched in primates. Preparing not as it were cultivates social bonds but too actuates unwinding. ASMR might tap into these primal components, activating sentiments of security and contentment. While the correct neural components of ASMR are still being investigated, it's accepted to include brain districts related with remunerate and enthusiastic excitement. The sensation might be connected to the discharge of neurotransmitters like endorphins, oxytocin, and serotonin, which improve disposition and advance relaxation. ASMR's calming impacts may make it an important apparatus in treatment. It has potential applications in overseeing uneasiness, misery, and stress-related disarranges. ASMR might moreover be advantageous for those with tactile preparing issues, giving a controlled tactile encounter to offer assistance direct their responses. As Intrigued in ASMR proceeds to develop, so does the potential for modern revelations and applications. Future Investigate might investigate long-term impacts, its effect on mental well-being, and its utilize in helpful settings. Headways in innovation, such as virtual and expanded reality, may offer indeed more immersive ASMR encounters, opening modern roads for unwinding and mental well-being. In outline, ASMR is more than a peculiar web trend, it's a multifaceted marvel with critical potential for improving individual well-being and investigating modern wildernesses in helpful and commercial applications. The continuous investigation of ASMR's instruments and impacts guarantees to develop our understanding and open modern ways to tackle its benefits, making it a really energizing field to watch. Triggers and experiences. Whispering. Soft-spoken voices or delicate whispers are a few of the most compelling ASMR triggers, making an hint and calming experience. Tapping. The musical sound of fingers tapping on surfaces like wood or glass regularly brings out the ASMR shivering sensation, alleviating the audience with its dreary nature. Scratching. Delicate scratching clamors, whether on texture, an amplifier, or other surfaces, can trigger ASMR, giving a fulfilling sound-related experience. Personal consideration. Reenacted individual consideration, such as imagined hairstyles, therapeutic examinations, or skincare schedules, can actuate solid ASMR reactions by making a sense of care and intimacy. Slow developments. Observing moderate, ponder movements, like the cautious collapsing of a towel or the deliberate pouring of a drink, can be sleep-inducing and calming, activating ASMR in numerous viewers. Soft talking. Delicate, tender discourse, regularly combined with other triggers, can improve the ASMR encounter by giving a relieving sound-related backdrop. Tingling. The essential sensation of ASMR is regularly depicted as a shivering that starts on the scalp and voyages down the neck, spine, and now and then into the appendages. This shivering can be profoundly unwinding and pleasurable. Relaxation. Nearby the shivering, ASMR habitually actuates a significant sense of unwinding, making a difference people to loosen up and discharge stress. Calm. Numerous ASMR devotees report feeling a profound sense of calm amid and after encountering ASMR, making it a compelling instrument for overseeing uneasiness and advancing by and large well-being. Psychological effects. Many individuals turn to ASMR recordings to unwind and ease stretch, finding comfort in the delicate, monotonous nature of the sounds and developments that characterize ASMR triggers. The calming impact of ASMR can be credited to its capacity to lock in the brain in a way that advances profound unwinding. By centering eagerness on the relieving stimuli, such as whispering, tapping, or moderate movements, individuals can move their consideration absent from stressors and stresses, making a mental state associated to meditation. The delicate sound-related and visual signals in ASMR can moderate down the heart rate and decrease blood weight, which are physical markers of unwinding. This physiological reaction is pivotal in making a difference. The body move from the fight or flight state related with stretch to the rest and digest state that cultivates unwinding and mending. For numerous, this makes ASMR an important apparatus for overseeing the everyday stressors of advanced life, whether it's utilized amid a brief break at work, in the evening to loosen up, or indeed as a helpful action amid especially upsetting periods. Furthermore, the tedious and unsurprising nature of ASMR triggers can have a trance-like impact, advancing a sense of security and consolation. This can be especially advantageous for people with uneasiness clutters, as the consistency and tender nature of ASMR can offer assistance decrease sentiments of unease and advance a sense of well-being. The act of locks in with ASMR substance can gotten to be a ceremonial hone, giving a steady and dependable source of stretch relief. Sleep aid. ASMR has moreover gotten to be broadly recognized as an successful help for rest, with numerous individuals joining ASMR recordings into their daily schedules to offer assistance them drop sleeping and accomplish a more serene night's rest. The unwinding and relieving nature of ASMR stimuli, such as delicate talking, whispering, and delicate tapping, can offer assistance calm the intellect, which is regularly dashing with contemplations and stresses at bedtime. For those who battle with sleep deprivation or other rest unsettling impacts, ASMR can give a normal and non-invasive arrangement. The calming impacts of ASMR can offer assistance to lower cortisol levels, the hormone related with push, making it simpler for the body to enter a state conducive to rest. By making an environment that advances unwinding and decreases push, ASMR can offer assistance people move more easily into sleep. Many individuals discover that tuning into ASMR makes a difference to set up a sleep time schedule, which is a basic component of great rest cleanliness. The steady utilize of ASMR recordings can flag to the body that it is time to wind down and get ready for rest, making a mental affiliation between ASMR and tranquility. This can be especially supportive for those who discover their minds are still dynamic long after they have gone to bed. Additionally, ASMR substance regularly highlights scenarios that mirror caring and supporting intelligence, such as somebody delicately talking to you or performing a delicate action. These scenarios can bring out a sense of being cared for and secure, assist advancing the unwinding vital for rest. The feeling of individual consideration and consolation given by ASMR can offer assistance to alleviate the intellect, making it less demanding to let go of the day's stresses and float into a quiet slumber. In substance, ASMR offers a multifaceted approach to making strides rest, tending to both the physical and mental boundaries to relaxing rest. By tackling the control of tender tangible boosts, ASMR can offer assistance people accomplish more significant, more therapeutic rest, which is fundamental for by and large well-being and well-being. Emotional association. The individual consideration perspective of numerous ASMR recordings can make a sense of closeness and association, which may contribute to the calming and comforting effects. Possible mechanisms. Attention and focus. ASMR boosts regularly require centered consideration, which can offer assistance occupy the intellect from stretch and uneasiness, making a thoughtful impact. When people lock in with ASMR substance, they regularly concentrate eagerness on the sounds and visuals displayed, such as the delicate whispers, cadenced tapping, or moderate hand developments. This centered consideration can serve as a frame of mindfulness, making a difference people gotten to be completely display in the minute and separate from their regular stressors. The immersive nature of ASMR can give a mental break from the steady stream of considerations and stresses that regularly characterize uneasiness. By concentrating on the calming and dreary boosts, people can enter a state of stream, where their intellect is possessed with the tangible involvement or maybe than their stressors. This can lead to a diminish in by and large uneasiness levels and advance a sense of mental clarity and calm. Moreover, the act of centering on ASMR triggers can prepare the brain to improve its consideration span and concentration capacities. Over time, this hone can progress generally cognitive work, making it less demanding for people to oversee stretch and keep up center in their everyday lives. The reflective angle of ASMR, combined with its capacity to improve consideration, makes it a capable apparatus for mental well-being. Social and developmental theories. Some analysts hypothesize that ASMR might be connected to developmental behaviors, especially prepping behaviors seen in primates. In primate social orders, preparing is a common hone that cultivates social bonds, decreases push, and advances unwinding. These preparing behaviors include delicate, monotonous touches and developments, which are comparable to the boosts that trigger ASMR in humans. The hypothesis proposes that ASMR might be tapping into these deep-seated social and developmental instruments. Whereas preparing in primates makes a sense of belief and social association, ASMR may bring out comparable sentiments in people. The individual consideration and care reenacted in numerous ASMR recordings can imitate the prepping behaviors that our precursors depended on to keep up social bonds and enthusiastic well-being. This association to social behaviors might clarify why ASMR can be so comforting and why it frequently includes scenarios that mimic individual consideration and care. By activating the same mental and physiological reactions as preparing, ASMR can advance a sense of security, unwinding, and social connectedness. This developmental point of view gives an intriguing focal point through which to get at the effective impacts of ASMR. Neurological response. While the correct neural instruments behind ASMR are not however completely caught on, it is accepted that ASMR includes brain locales related with compensate and enthusiastic excitement. The wonderful shivering sensation and sentiments of unwinding related with ASMR may be connected to the discharge of neurotransmitters such as endorphins, oxytocin, and serotonin. Endorphins are common painkillers and disposition enhancers that can make a sense of elation and well-being. Oxytocin, frequently alluded to as the cherish hormone, is related with social holding and sentiments of belief and consolation. Serotonin is another neurotransmitter that contributes to sentiments of bliss and unwinding. The discharge of these chemicals amid ASMR encounters can offer assistance clarify the significant sense of delight and calm that numerous individuals report. Functional MRI (fMRI) considers have begun to recognize particular brain locales actuated amid ASMR encounters, such as zones included in enthusiastic control, tactile handling, and compensate pathways. These considers propose that ASMR might lock in different brain frameworks, making a complex interaction of tactile and passionate responses. The neurological reaction to ASMR underscores its potential restorative applications. By saddling the brain's characteristic remunerate and unwinding frameworks, ASMR might be utilized to offer assistance oversee conditions such as uneasiness, discouragement, and persistent torment. The continuous investigate into the neural underpinnings of ASMR guarantees to extend our understanding of this interesting wonder and its potential benefits for mental health. Research and studies. Early investigate into ASMR has yielded promising comes about, proposing that ASMR encounters can evoke physiological changes demonstrative of unwinding. Thinks about have appeared that presentation to ASMR triggers can lead to decreases in heart rate and increments in skin conductance, both of which are markers of the body's unwinding response. Heart rate. When people encounter ASMR, their heart rate tends to diminish, demonstrating a move towards a more loose state. This diminishment in heart rate is steady with the calming and alleviating impacts detailed by numerous ASMR devotees. By abating down the heart rate, ASMR may offer assistance people accomplish a state of physical unwinding and tranquility. Skin conductance. Skin conductance, moreover known as galvanic skin reaction, is a degree of the electrical conductivity of the skin, which can change based on enthusiastic excitement and push levels. Ponders have found that introduction to ASMR triggers can lead to increments in skin conductance, recommending an increased state of unwinding and passionate engagement. This increment in skin conductance may reflect the enthusiastic escalated and tactile inundation experienced amid ASMR sessions. Overall, these preparatory discoveries give observational back for the idea that ASMR actuates a state of unwinding, as proved by physiological changes in heart rate and skin conductance. Advance inquire about is required to illustrate the fundamental components and investigate the full extent of physiological impacts related with ASMR. Despite the developing ubiquity of ASMR, not everybody encounters it, and indeed among those who do, the triggers and escalated of the sensation can change broadly. This changeability highlights the person contrasts intangible preparing and mental variables that impact ASMR responsiveness. Output rethought text. People shift in their affectability to tactile jolts, which can impact their involvement of ASMR. A few individuals may be exceedingly adjusted to inconspicuous sounds and developments, making them more likely to encounter ASMR in reaction to triggers such as whispering or tapping. Others may have a lower affectability to these boosts and may not encounter the shivering sensation related with ASMR. Psychological factors. Psychological variables such as identity characteristics and past encounters can shape an individual's responsiveness to ASMR triggers. Personality characteristics are crucial measurements of person contrasts that impact how individuals see and react to the world around them. In the setting of ASMR, a few characteristics have been embroiled in affecting ASMR experiences. One key characteristic is openness to encounter, which reflects a person's eagerness to lock in with novel thoughts, encounters, and sensations. People tall in openness may be more slanted to investigate and appreciate a wide assortment of ASMR substance, as they are by and large more open to modern boosts and sensations. They may too be more likely to look for out and try with diverse ASMR triggers, driving to a wealthier and more shifted ASMR experience. Empathy is another characteristic that has been connected to ASMR responsiveness. Compassion includes the capacity to get it and share the sentiments of others, and people tall in sympathy may be more adjusted to the social and enthusiastic angles of ASMR substance. They may discover ASMR triggers that include individual consideration, care, and compassion especially alleviating and pleasant. Also, their increased affectability to others' feelings may improve their capacity to involvement the shivering sensations commonly related with ASMR. Sensation looking for, on the other hand, is an identity characteristic characterized by the interest of novel and seriously tangible encounters. People tall in sensation looking for may be drawn to ASMR substance that gives interesting and fortifying tangible encounters, such as complex sounds, visual triggers, or role-playing scenarios. They may look for out ASMR recordings that offer a sense of enterprise, energy, or excite, and they may be less responsive to more routine or stifled ASMR triggers. Past encounters moreover play a critical part in forming ASMR responsiveness. Positive or negative affiliations with certain sounds, sensations, or encounters from childhood or prior in life can impact how somebody reacts to ASMR triggers in the display. For illustration, somebody who has affectionate recollections of being comforted by the sound of delicate whispers or tapping may discover comparable ASMR triggers especially alleviating and unwinding. Alternately, people who have negative affiliations with certain sounds or sensations may involvement distress or abhorrence when uncovered to comparative triggers in ASMR content. Furthermore, person inclinations, settings, and situational components can advance shape ASMR encounters. Variables such as temperament, push levels, natural conditions, and social foundation can all impact how somebody reacts to ASMR triggers at a given minute. Furthermore, individual inclinations for particular sorts of ASMR substance, such as whispering, tapping, or role plays, can shift broadly among people and may depend on an assortment of components, counting identity, past encounters, and current mood. Personality traits, openness to encounter. People who score tall on the identity characteristic of openness to encounter are regularly more inquisitive, creative, and open-minded. They may be more open to novel boosts and hence more likely to encounter ASMR. Their eagerness to investigate unused sensations and thoughts may make them more adjusted to the inconspicuous subtleties of ASMR triggers. Empathy, sympathy, the capacity to get it and share the sentiments of others, can moreover impact ASMR responsiveness. Individuals who are exceedingly sympathetic may be more touchy to the passionate and interpersonal angles of ASMR substance, such as the reenacted individual consideration or caring signals. Their capacity to interface candidly with the substance makers or characters in ASMR recordings may upgrade their ASMR experiences. Past experiences, relaxation procedures. People who have earlier encounter with unwinding strategies or mindfulness hones may be more capable at entering a state of unwinding conducive to encountering ASMR. These people may have created abilities for calming their intellect and body, making it simpler for them to react to the alleviating jolts shown in ASMR content. Positive affiliations. Past encounters with positive sensations or situations may moreover impact ASMR responsiveness. For illustration, if somebody has affectionate recollections of getting tender scalp needs or tuning into calming music, they may be more inclined to encountering ASMR in reaction to comparative jolts. These positive affiliations can prime the brain to react more unequivocally to ASMR triggers. Cultural influences. Cultural components can too shape ASMR encounters. Diverse societies may have shifting standards and desires with regard to unwinding and tangible encounters. For case, ASMR triggers that are commonly found in one culture may not have the same impact in another culture. Furthermore, social demeanors towards touch, individual space, and closeness may impact how people see and react to ASMR content. Gender differences. There may moreover be sex contrasts in ASMR responsiveness, in show disdain toward of the reality that investigate in this region is still restricted. A few ponders recommend that ladies may be more likely to encounter ASMR than men, conceivably due to contrasts in sympathy and affectability to social prompts. Be that as it may, more investigate is required to get at the part of sexual orientation in ASMR responsiveness. In outline, mental components such as identity characteristics, past encounters, social impacts, and possibly sex contrasts all contribute to an individual's responsiveness to ASMR triggers. By considering these variables, analysts and substance makers can superior get at the differing ways in which individuals encounter ASMR and tailor substance to meet the inclinations and needs of distinctive audiences. Triggers and intensity. The changeability in ASMR responsiveness among people underscores the significance of understanding and recognizing the different extent of triggers and encounters inside the ASMR community. Let's dive more profound into why this changeability exists and why it's vital for fitting ASMR encounters to suit the inclinations and needs of differing audiences. Individual inconstancy in triggers and intensity. Sensory affectability. People shift in their affectability to tactile boosts, which can impact their reaction to ASMR triggers. What triggers ASMR in one individual may not have the same impact on another due to contrasts in tactile preparing. A few individuals may be more delicate to sound-related boosts like whispering or tapping, whereas others may react more unequivocally to visual triggers such as moderate developments or individual consideration scenarios. Personal inclinations. ASMR triggers are exceedingly subjective and can be affected by individual inclinations, past encounters, and social foundation. For illustration, somebody who has positive affiliations with a specific trigger, such as the sound of rain or pages turning in a book, may discover it more compelling in actuating ASMR. Essentially, people may have revulsions or sensitivities to certain boosts that decrease their ASMR response. Intensity of sensation. The escalated of the ASMR sensation can shift broadly among people, extending from inconspicuous shivering to a significant feeling of unwinding and happiness. Components such as attentional center, enthusiastic state, and natural diversions can all impact the scene concentrated of ASMR experiences. Tailoring ASMR experiences. Content differences. Recognizing the differences of ASMR triggers and encounters, substance makers can endeavor to offer a wide run of substance to cater to diverse inclinations and sensitivities. By testing with different triggers and groups, makers can request to assorted gatherings of people and guarantee that everybody can discover substance that reverberates with them. Audience criticism. Locks in with the ASMR community and requesting criticism from watchers can give profitable experiences into their inclinations and needs. Substance makers can utilize this input to refine their substance and tailor it to superior meet the desires of their group of onlookers. Also, empowering discourse and collaboration inside the community can cultivate a sense of inclusivity and belonging. Research and improvement. Proceeded investigate into the fundamental components of ASMR and person contrasts in responsiveness can educate the improvement of focused on mediations for advancing unwinding and well-being. By understanding the components that impact ASMR responsiveness, analysts can distinguish procedures for upgrading the adequacy of ASMR encounters and optimizing their helpful potential. In PITH, recognizing and grasping the inconstancy in ASMR responsiveness is basic for making comprehensive and successful ASMR encounters. By recognizing the assorted run of triggers and encounters inside the ASMR community, we can tackle the helpful potential of ASMR to advance unwinding, well-being, and association for people from all strolls of life. Potential applications. ASMR's calming impacts have started intrigued in its potential as a complementary treatment for different mental well-being conditions, counting uneasiness, sleep hardship, and stress-related clutters. Here's how ASMR seem be investigated in restorative contexts. ASMR's capacity to actuate unwinding and diminish stretch levels makes it a promising instrument for overseeing uneasiness. By giving a relieving tangible involvement, ASMR can offer assistance people control their feelings, calm dashing considerations, and lighten side effects of uneasiness. Consolidating ASMR into unwinding strategies or mindfulness hones may upgrade its adequacy as an uneasiness administration strategy. ASMR's calming and sleep-inducing impacts make it a characteristic fit for tending to a resting disorder and other rest-unsettling influences. Numerous individuals utilize ASMR recordings as portion of their sleep time schedule to offer assistance them loosen up and get ready for rest. ASMR substance that centers on tender whispers, moderate developments, and alleviating sounds can make an ideal environment for advancing unwinding and making strides rest quality. Stress lessening. Persistent push can have inconvenient impacts on both physical and mental well-being. ASMR offers a non-invasive and available way to decrease stretch levels and advance generally well-being. By locks in with ASMR substance, people can incidentally elude from their stressors and enter a state of profound unwinding. This can offer assistance ease pressure, lower cortisol levels, and progress strength to push over time. The rising ubiquity of ASMR has caught the consideration of marketers and sponsors, who are progressively consolidating ASMR components into their campaigns to make interesting and locks in tangible encounters for shoppers. Here's how ASMR is being utilized in media and marketing. Some brands are making their claim ASMR substance to advance items and administrations in an unpretentious and immersive way. From magnificence items to nourishment and refreshments, companies are leveraging ASMR triggers such as tapping, scratching, and whispering to fascinate gatherings of people and improve brand engagement. These branded ASMR encounters point to inspire positive feelings and affiliations with the brand, cultivating a more profound association with consumers. ASMR can be especially successful for displaying items in a material and sensory-driven way. Brands are utilizing ASMR strategies to illustrate the surface, sound, and involvement of utilizing their items, permitting customers to lock in with the brand on a more intimate level. Whether it's the sound of a pop can opening or the tender stirring of bundling, ASMR can upgrade the tangible request of items and hoist the by and large showcasing experience. In today's fast-paced world, buyers are progressively looking for substance that offers unwinding and idealism. ASMR-inspired promotions point to give a minute of calm and consolation in the middle of the clamor and diversions of regular life. By consolidating ASMR triggers into their advertisements, brands can make an alleviating and vital involvement that resounds with customers and clears out an enduring impression. In outline, ASMR speaks to a captivating meeting of tangible, mental, and passionate reactions, advertising potential applications in both individual well-being and commercial settings. As a wonder that locks in numerous aspects of human encounter, ASMR has captured the intrigue of analysts, substance makers, and marketers alike. Be that as it may, inquire about is required to comprehensively unwind its components and illustrate its full extent of benefits. By proceeding to investigate ASMR's impacts on the brain, body, and behavior, we can open unused experiences into its helpful potential and saddle its control to improve unwinding, advance mental well-being, and make immersive tactile experiences. Thank you for watching our video.